Welcome everyone to Around the Mic.
Hi.
Yes, I am Heather DeLuca, and I'm joined as always by Mike Richmond and Social Spring Gonzalez of the Mike Show.
Oh, hello there.
Bonus content that we give to you where we expand on things that we like to bitch about.
I'm trying not to
mostly.
burp.
And Mike is trying not to burp.
I'm scared if I burp, it's going to be one of those weird water burps.
We just had a water gulping contest to see who could be like the loudest. we're doing pretty good at that.
I actually think you won that one.
Thanks.
Yeah, Mike had better sound effects.
Good,
though.
like full-bodied burp, and it didn't work.
We'll get you some Pepsi or something.
So, hey peeps.
What's happening?
We had the Jersey Shore medium, Linda Shields, in this morning.
I love her. I hugged her.
You really bonded, didn't you?
I did. I don't hug anybody. I hugged her.
I don't believe in all that stuff.
I know you don't.
I don't believe in mediums, but I do love a good tarot card reading because I literally I take off my wedding ring, I take off I straight poker face, and I don't give them anything, no tells. Yeah, I can't play poker because
they're not supposed to ask you questions.
I know.
That's one thing I learned. If they ask you questions, they're a phony.
I think with the tarot cards, that's just the luck of the draw, and it's how you read them based on the person that you see in front of you. But I'm curious, what cards came up for you, and what was what was Linda's analysis of those cards for your
She didn't have time to go over which cards were what.
Okay.
It was kind of already laid out, and I think she did it while we were on the air.
Oh, she was feeling you out.
So she had me shuffle the cards when she came in, and then she had me separate into 3 stacks, and then said she made sure that I touched it with my left hand. She didn't tell me why. My dominant hand's my right hand.
And then Linda said, hit me.
No, she didn't.
And then she got 22.
Oh, Spring is pushing her luck.
I picked a stack, and I guess that's when she chose the cards for me. First, she asked me, it wasn't it was not a question. It was in between the break. She goes, how old is your husband? And I gave her I'm not married look, right? So I was like, all right, that's a little weird.
You should have just lied and said 63.
I couldn't do that. She was so sweet.
No, I would have been barely legal. He just turned 18.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, he's just.
So then she goes, oh, okay.
Effervescent too.
Right. So when she asked me that question, I was like, I don't know about that. Then she laid it down and she just goes, well, you have been talking to someone. So I just let her talk. Wait. She said, that's the complete opposite of you, which is true.
Okay.
I have been talking to someone who's the complete opposite of me. And usually I'm I usually just kind of look for anything that kind of matches what they're saying.
Sure.
This person is the complete opposite of me. Night and day. He says he doesn't like Miguel. I love Miguel. He goes hunting. I obviously do not go hunting.
That's it. I'm out.
Right.
Barbarian.
Yeah. Nothing in common. So then she's just going on and talking about it. She goes, this is good. Compared to your last relationship, this would be easy. This would be fun. Which right now it is easy, but it's also because we're just talking. Everything's easy when it's talking.
Sure. You're just getting to know each other.
And then I had said that he's a Virgo, and then all of a sudden the card she put down was the Virgo card. I know.
God.
What are the chances?
I'm a Virgo.
1 in 52.
Fun fact, before I moved down here, I actually went to have my cards read, and she had said that when I came down here, there was going to be a strong female Virgo that's going to be guiding me while I lived in Jersey, and here you are.
I was going to say, have you met her yet?
So I take tarot cards very seriously.
I'm strong,
right.
Well, so Linda's going to have to come by and read my cards for me again, because I definitely want to.
I have her number now.
Okay.
Yeah, so she sent me an emoji.
Oh my gosh, she's like the psychic. She's got, what was that? Miss Claire?
Cleo?
Miss Cleo.
Yeah.
The Psychic Friends Network. That's what it is.
There
Spring's got her own Psychic Friends Network.
That.
Mike, what do you think about all that stuff? Do you think it's just sort of fun, or do you look for little signs of truth in things that maybe not Linda, but psychics or mediums in general say?
I think there are 2 things. I think that when it comes to an entertainment platform, I think that does exist. But I also think that there are certain people who are more in tune, have an extra sense.
Like slightly clairvoyant.
Yeah.
Right.
I've been that way all my life. And just certain things happen, can't really explain it.
Yeah.
I don't make a living out of it.
Right. Just like a heightened sense of
so
premonition.
I think that there is another sense that some people can possess. But do I necessarily think that everyone, all these famous people do it? Do they necessarily have it? To be perfectly honest, no, I don't think so.
I mean, I don't
necessarily.
know. I have
the same way.
What's like the Long Island medium?
My best friend is convinced that she is legit.
I think she's super exploitative.
I think so too.
And she wouldn't like. I think I spoke to her once over the phone, and she wouldn't. She wouldn't like read me or like do a reading like over the phone. Like she wouldn't help me like connect to somebody, and I'm just like, why? Because you don't know me, you haven't researched me, you haven't looked into my past. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then again, there are some. If you're truly dealing on a spiritual level, it may not be happening at that time. You just may not be feeling it.
Right.
Where
I guess you have to be open to it too. And if I
other?
feel very closed off about it, then
there was
maybe she's not
another
getting
really
vibes.
popular psychic medium. His name was John. What was his name? The Kardashians have used him before.
No, I know who you mean. And then there's that kid on E! Now that's like Tyler somebody. Yeah, he's like this 18-year-old, and he's supposed to be like a medium as well. And he's sitting down with all the celebrities like Tori Spelling.
Is it wrong that I don't
Wilkinson.
trust them once they're on television?
I know.
That's the thing. Once you're on television, for whatever reason, I'm just like,
It's kind of the way I feel
I'm not sure
about
that.
And I don't know if what they do, if it's legit. It's entertaining, I'll tell you that. It's kind of neat. It's kind of neat. But whenever I have something that I come in contact with, whether it's something from my past or something I've never heard of, it comes and goes. It may happen 3 or 4 times in a month, and then it won't happen again for me for like a year.
Yeah, but I think that's natural. Like that's believable.
So
when
I
it's for
want to bring
entertainment, you want to bring something to the table.
I'm like going to bring a Ouija board into the next podcast, and we're going to like try to connect.
Nope.
Because maybe we
Can we bring candles and dim the lights?
Nope.
Yeah, we'll do like a full seance. Yes,
Can I bring in a chicken?
No, yeah.
Nope.
It's like you just can't play with it by yourself.
I have seen that before, and it's scary. Nope. Saturday and all that fun stuff is not a joke.
Great idea.
It is not. I will not join.
It's like the Mexican demon Chupacabra.
No, Chupacabra is the Puerto Rican one.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was the dog.
Who's the
No, the Chupacabra is the monster in Puerto Rico that flies, and it's almost like the Jersey Devil.
Yeah.
It's creepy.
We're going to try to contact him.
Except
nope.
It can dance.
Nope. Any kind of summoning, I am out.
I just think that it scares me when, like, I have a friend who, like, won't make a life decision until she goes to her psychic.
I have friends
I'm like you maybe don't want to do that.
Right.
You know, if they use it as a form of, like, justification or, like, validation for, like, decisions they're making in their life, like...
If they rely on it too heavily for major life issues.
Right. Yeah, my friend was like, I don't know if I should have a baby or not. Like, let me go check with my psychic. Like... what?
See, my tarot card reader, she had told me everything I say is based on decisions you've already made. So take everything as suggestions.
Yeah.
Because everything is tangible, everything can change.
And also from a psychological standpoint, if somebody asks you, I don't know if I should have a baby or not, should I? Well, obviously not, because you're asking yourself.
Like, yeah. So maybe you shouldn't. Mature first.
All right. Well, playing off of, we're coming up on Valentine's Day. And
Please don't ask me what are my Valentine's Day plans.
I'm not gonna. Oh, you're having Galentine's. I know that. Spring's watching a bunch of movies with her girls.
Actually, I'm getting.
But a website could go for it, girl. A website called SciBlog.com is talking about relationship killers. Okay, so apparently decades of their research into marriage has revealed 4 relationship killers.
Okay.
Something that can kill a relationship, whether you're dating or married, like stone dead. So I want to see if you agree with this, and then I want to hear what you guys think could be the like biggest relationship killer for you.
Okay.
Okay. Number 1, repeated criticism of your mate. Sarcasm, being defensive, and then stonewalling. And when communication is like completely shut down, like when you just push a person out. So,
and these are all relationship killers.
Yeah. So with the sarcasm thing, having been married for almost 6 years now and We've been together for what year is this? I don't even know. God, is it 15 freaking years? Yeah, 15 years. Relatively. And
like a sophomore.
What?
It's a sophomore in high school.
How good.
She had braces.
Curly
Me
hair.
too. No, I'm just kidding. I think when you get to a certain level of like comfortability with your spouse and you're living with each other like day in and day out, you need a small amount of sarcasm. You've got to be able to have that with your spouse because I think it lends to a little bit of a sense of humor.
Yeah.
But I think when that sarcasm meets with the repetitive criticism,
that's where
I think
problem.
that's where it can be like very demeaning and like kill a person's self-esteem.
I agree.
So Mike, as a married person, what would you say can be the biggest relationship killer? We're not talking about cheating here. That's like we know that. This is, I don't know, I guess more mundane stuff.
Federal prosecution.
Right.
I think that would do it.
She didn't pay her taxes, so you're out.
Yeah, if there was some type of a
crime.
Yeah, crime. I think if there was some type of a crime
wouldn't have her
committed, probably not. Probably not, because then I would have to go visit her in prison, and then I mean, you got to take time off for that.
Between.
Yeah,
I think that's reasonable if you can't handle it.
Usually a long ways. You got to drive.
Yeah, but if you're married, you could get like a conjugal visit.
Yeah, and I got to go through security.
A lot.
And then how long do you have to talk? Like 15 minutes? I'm driving a couple hours each way. She's probably out at where Martha Stewart. You never.
Cupcake. Camp Cupcake.
It's so much easier if she is in a woman's prison to just ghost.
You're gonna ghost?
What's she gonna do?
She's locked up, locked away.
Hey man, she's the one who did the crime.
Just imagine what it does to her psychologically.
Not my problem anymore.
She sort of, I guess, thought about that before she committed the crime.
She shouldn't have done what she did.
What did she do again?
I don't know.
What if she was part of a gang you didn't know about? She sends people to kill you because you ghosted her.
Bring it.
Oh my gosh,
like
she makes people friends with like people who are connected in Camp Cupcake.
Like that giant drug lord that was down in Miami. What was her name?
Let me put it this way: they better.
Remember her name?
No,
I'll look
I'm
it
just
up
thinking
in a
of Heidi
while.
Fleiss.
If somebody comes after me, they better get it right. The first time.
Jason Statham them.
I'm thinking more like Liam Neeson.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right. Wow, you're creepy.
That's what it takes.
I will hunt you down.
Yeah.
And I will kill you.
Good luck.
I do have a certain set of skills. And I have people in my phone. I have even better sets of skills.
Is it right next to the pilot that's in your phone? He has someone in his phone just labeled the pilot.
They know who they are. And there's a reason I have a pilot. But anyway.
So,
next question.
So, criminal record.
I'm not the one on trial here.
Yes, criminal.
Wife Karen's the one in jail.
Okay.
Right.
Hypothetically speaking.
Deal breaker.
Okay.
What would wife Karen say, knowing her as well as you do? Like what irks her? Like what would be like if it went too far, maxed out to the extreme, would be a relationship killer for her?
I don't know. She, just by those 4 relationship killers that you gave me, I've violated 3 of the 4. And so,
I believe that.
Repetitive criticism.
Yep.
Sarcasm.
Right? Let me see. Sarcasm.
Yep.
Are you defensive? Or do you shut down? You stonewall?
He looks like a stonewaller.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
So
she looks like she gets defensive.
she gets very defensive.
Right.
And she shuts down too. She does.
Oh, really?
She's
like extremely passionate. I could see there being a conversation. I could see there being an argument where like Mike is done with it and like leaves the room, and then she follows him to the room and like keeps it going.
But that's interesting. She also stonewalls.
She shuts down and she doesn't like to discuss things, and her whole family's like that. I'm like, let's get it out, let's talk it out.
I'm the same way.
Yeah, and she's just like, she'll get all flustered and just like walk away.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, what are you doing?
Sometimes you're so angry the words just can't come out.
Well, you got to work on that.
I think my biggest 100% relationship killer is snooping on your spouse. When you are creeping on their cell phone or hacking into like Facebook accounts or something, just looking for trouble.
Right.
To me, that there's such a level of like distrust to that it makes you like never want to leave the room without taking your phone with you.
And you don't want to live that way.
No, that's really
you're
like
supposed to trust the person.
because then if you are doing that, and then you see the other person walks away with their phone, it raises this like level of suspicion.
Yep.
And to me, that's like, I don't know, it winds up always being in the back of your head.
And
like,
see,
why don't they trust me?
Like 20% crazy. So if you're snooping through my stuff, I'm going to assume that there's something you're hiding for you to snoop through mine. Because you know when they say that
like,
if you suspect someone of cheating, it's most likely because you're cheating.
Yeah.
What's that app to where if somebody picks up your phone and tries to
unlock it,
it takes a picture of that person or something? Have you seen that?
I don't know, but I think that should be Spring's app of the week.
Definitely.
Yeah, I saw something to where I broke up with my boyfriend because he tried to access my phone. There's a picture of him holding the phone on.
Oh my gosh, that's fabulous.
Wow.
I don't know.
Well, for me, a relationship killer, just because,
like, as a newly dating person,
exactly,
like getting to know,
I'm still young.
What kills it for you?
Barely any experience in dating. For me, it's if you stay stagnant. Just because I'm young and I'm just starting off. So if you're not progressing with me, or if you're not supporting anything I'm doing, then that'll kill it off for me.
Okay.
Because I don't want to hang out with you all the time. Like, what if I have something to do for work?
Oh, okay. So you want somebody who can be supportive of the fact that you're still like growing in your career,
right?
And you're still sort of like finding yourself,
and not waiting on me. Don't wait on me. Or do your own thing. Have your own kind of goals.
Life. Okay.
Like, let's progress together. I like that. I don't like guys who just kind of,
or like you feel him making you feel guilty because you're gonna have like a girls' night out with your friends, or because you have a late night at work.
I don't like any of that. Right now, I'm like,
in your 20s, especially being in radio, I can just tell you from experience, that can put a wrench into things like really, really quickly.
I can see that.
If you've got, some event that you're out at till 2 in the morning,
it's happened.
Or, we're having slutty Halloween because when we do the Monster Bash, that's what we do.
Job.
Right, exactly.
Back when I was single, one of my big relationship killers was smoking.
Oh,
that's still a big relationship killer.
I am shocked at the number of people, women especially, girls that are more like in their 20s, early 30s, that are smoking. I'll be next to somebody who is so attractive in like a vehicle next to me, and I'll just look over at a traffic light or whatever. Somebody driving a nice car, looks like they're put together, and then here comes that cigarette, and I'm like, I
never bought the excuse to, I only do it when I drink, or I only do it every once in a while. All right, well, that's fine.
It's so unattractive.
I'm not into that, and it smells bad.
It does smell so bad. I have friends that smoke, and it's just,
I've never kissed somebody that like was a smoker, but I can't imagine like
I have.
I'd be done.
It's not a good taste. It's really not. It's like, nope, can't get past that.
I have a question. If you're a non-smoker and the person that you're like dating is a smoker and you kiss them all the time, does that make you want to crave nicotine? Because you can like taste it on them?
Or at the very least wear a patch?
I don't know.
I'm not a smoker, but I've started wearing the patch a lot.
Stop any like urges before it gets to you.
So I can do that at work, and I don't have to take a smoke break. I can keep working.
Okay, so we're adding to this list. We're adding smoking. Mike's saying you got to talk things out.
Right.
I'm saying
not
snooping. Don't be in prison.
Yeah.
Don't have a criminal record.
No criminal record.
I say don't snoop.
Right.
If you trust your spouse, and if you don't, then you just got to cut your losses. Okay. And then Spring says you've got to have some sort of independence of your own while existing in a relationship.
Yes.
Don't get stagnant. Okay. Right. So those are our, there we go. I think that's good advice for Valentine's Day, for sure. I don't know. So what's going on in your world? Anyone?
I have 3 questions, but I don't know which question I want to ask.
Well, while you're working on that, I have a question.
Okay.
If you went to a beach and it turned out to be a nude beach, would you stay and go swimming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you?
I mean, how could you turn? It's like a traffic accident. How do you turn your eyes away? And I'm not going to get naked. I'm just going to do my thing.
No, you have to get naked.
No,
no.
You got to join. You got to join the,
totally would.
the crowd.
No one needs to see my jiggly bits.
That's the thing. If everyone's naked, no one's looking.
It's a beautiful day. Look at the water. It's
Imagine
so
the
clear.
tan. Imagine the tan.
I know.
And all of a sudden you realize that, whoa.
There are some swimsuits out this year that are all like crisscross and mesh. They're just screaming like nightmare tan lines.
That's the thing with those kind of swimsuits. They're so cute until you take it off.
You get the one that's cut out in the sides and half in the middle, and then you look like somebody could put parts in you like Mr. Potato Head because you have all these. Like,
but the thing is, if you're at a nude beach and you're the only one wearing clothes, people are going to stare at you.
Probably they would stare at me like I would look at the only naked person on a beach. But I don't care. No, I will be there, and I like won't leave if I happen to accidentally wander onto like a beach that I didn't know was a new beach. If I was like on vacation somewhere, like I wouldn't leave, but I'm not necessarily going to disrobe. I may like lay down face first on my like towel and like undo my top bikini to like for the tan line things, but I do not feel confident enough in myself naked yet that I would be like, look at all this. Look at all this.
But nobody's looking at it. I don't think. I don't think people look at it.
Self-conscious that they would
I feel more confident naked versus me in a swimsuit, because a swimsuit will hug your body in weird ways and give you weird rolls.
It'll bind.
Right.
And
But if
squeeze.
you're completely nude, it's all there.
But then there's the like the
But you're making hand motions around your groin.
You know, I mean, this hole doesn't need to be like hanging out and exposed to the sand.
Should you say this
the
hole?
water.
WHOLE or the whole thing? Or the
Which one?
WHOLE
Okay.
whole situation.
Because I thought
All right.
HOLE. I'm like, wow, we just got
No,
graphic.
God, why do I always get trapped in all this? Why do I always get trapped in?
Look who you're dealing with.
So you say no, you're not going along with it. Spring's all
I
in.
would, yes.
Okay.
What about you, Mr. Dressed from head to toe at the beach?
If I can get enough sunblock, yeah, I'll jump in.
There isn't enough
Why not?
sunblock for you.
As soon as I hit the water, it looks like an oil slick.
Imagine.
Looks like the Exxon
Here, give
Valdez.
me a hug.
Where's Mike? Just
Little
follow
birds
this.
are getting coated with white.
Oh my god.
white sunscreen.
Forget it.
The
Just-
crabs come crawling out of the water
Don't
with
even
this
come.
slime on them.
Who is
No.
this guy?
Okay.
Because we
Wow.
did when my wife Karen and I were in France. Apparently it was a topless beach.
There are more topless beaches than not in France.
Yeah. So I went topless, and wife Karen did
Yeah,
also.
of course you went topless. Jeez.
Vive la France. And so wife Karen, I was like, well, what do you realize we're standing out like Americans if you're going to
Right.
leave your top on. And she took it off, but she didn't go walking around or anything. She took it off and laid there on her back and then kind of sat up briefly once, and she was very
You
uncomfortable.
know what's
Yeah,
the thing?
I
It's just
just
because
can't.
the whole like boob situation, it really does not feel that comfortable all the time for them to just like hang out there walking around.
It's
Yeah,
just like we
we can say
cover
that.
these things with clothing for a reason.
I'm telling you, when I was 15, I met a guy. He not like it wasn't dating or anything. It was just a guy I met that he said clothes are the working of the devil. And ever since he said that, I looked at him and I said, you know, I don't like clothes either. And then, ever since then, I was just like,
I don't know.
whenever the opportunity rises,
It's a very
Spring's
American
just like-
thing to cover up and stay covered.
Cleaning
Yeah.
the oven topless, like.
I really need to get curtains on my back window. Let's just leave it at that.
Oh god.
What a mess. All right, so my question
Yeah.
is, if you could bring back any celebrity for 1 week, who would you choose? Originally, the question
A
was
dead
10
one?
years.
Oh.
Yes. Originally, you said 10 years. I'm like, that seems like a really long
I
time to bring back a
know
celebrity.
this.
Their life is dead or their career is dead.
Their life is dead.
Okay.
Like they are no longer of
Right.
living in this world.
Celebrity.
They have crossed over to the other side. I immediately know exactly who I would choose.
Who?
Selena. Because I feel like she was robbed of like
She
her
was.
potential. She was just about to break as
She was so young.
an English artist, like as she was
Right.
going to be the next. I think she was going to be the next big pop star, and I just want to see how far that would have gone. Like if she could have really held her own among like the Madonnas
this is
and
only
the
for a
Janet
week.
Jacksons.
This is if you brought her back for 10 years, right?
Oh, if I could only bring them back for a week,
Right.
Would we have to put them up for a week?
Michael Jackson. Then
Do they have to stay at our house?
wait, is he worthy of coming back for a week?
And then he goes back to being dead. Is it like
Then they
Weekend
go
at
back to
Bernie's?
being dead.
Are they fully aware of being brought back, or is it like Weekend at Bernie's where we're just dragging them around?
Or is it going to
I
be
don't
like
know.
Pet Cemetery where it comes back, but it's not like the same as it was when it was still living?
No, I want
You know,
them
it's, like,
back in their
wacky and
prime.
evil.
Let's say in their
Okay.
prime.
Normal.
Normal.
And you can bring them back, and nobody would think that it's weird that they're not dead and brought
Exactly.
Okay.
Like it's like a new program we have. We
Yeah.
bring a celebrity back for a week.
back. Okay.
trying to think of celebs who like.
See, for me, it was always Marlon Brando.
Why?
I love Marlon Brando. All I've wanted.
He had a good life.
Why would
No.
you want to bring him back? What would you
I
do
just-
with him for a week?
Yeah.
Marlon Brando?
Ew. Are we talking like
no, actually,
on the waterfront Marlon Brando or like freaking Island of Dr. Moreau?
Okay, on the waterfront Marlon Brando is super hot.
Yeah, so
yes.
You want to bring him back at that time?
Yes. That would, yeah. So what happened was I was 16 and I'm watching an interview with Marlon Brando and he's just eating in a cafe, being Marlon Brando. And the only thing I thought was, I just want to have lunch with him. That's it. I don't want to do anything crazy. I just want to have a good old conversation with him.
Who's paying? Are you paying for lunch?
The way he sounds, the way he seems
All right,
he
maybe
was.
like Elizabeth Taylor.
I feel like I would end up paying.
and it would be a privilege. He would make you think it was a privilege.
I know, that's the messed up part.
You
should be so lucky.
I don't know, Elizabeth Taylor. I would love to sit down and like have a conversation with her about how she, traveled through life, just always looking for love and losing love and being a really huge influence on the AIDS community. And she would really early on in the late 70s, early 80s spearheaded what that meant and bringing that. I just think she's just such a philanthropist and an amazing actress and so fiery and gorgeous and like I don't know, I would bring Liz back for a week.
I thought I would bring back Marilyn, but I feel like that would be misery for her. She probably just wants to be left alone.
Yeah, she probably.
And I feel like the way my character is, I don't think I'm sensitive enough to deal with her that I think I would make her cry.
You'd be like, what the hell did you do?
Right. Like she just seems like a very childlike person, very soft-spoken, and I wouldn't want to make her cry. Like, it would make me cry to watch her cry.
I think Mike would bring back Prince.
That's what I was thinking, but I feel like maybe not. Who would you bring back?
Me being an artist, there's been somebody I've always felt sorry for. There's an international artist, and I've studied this person, and this artist had a remarkable life, and not only for the best reasons. He was never a success in life. Everything he did, he failed at. He was a miserable failure. He only sold one painting his entire life, and he died under strange circumstances. He was never understood, and I would like to bring back Vincent van Gogh.
I figured. He was such a tortured soul.
Just so, and I would bring him back for a week so he could see that he was a success, to see how successful he is now.
Right.
How there are museums for him, how his paintings are bought for tens of millions of dollars. He never had that in his life. He always relied on his brother. He never had any money. He failed at being a priest. That was his first calling. And it's just a fascinating failured life that he had. He was really a tortured soul.
Did you ever see the film? I think it's from the 1950s where Burt Lancaster plays
I've never watched it.
I believe he's roommates with it's either like Gauguin or Cézanne or someone. They lived together and had a very tumultuous relationship because Van Gogh was so like almost like, I don't want to say he was
a downer,
schizophrenic, but
awesome.
he might have been like the bipolar of that era.
Depressive.
Yes.
And it would just be it'd be fascinating for me to show him that he was successful and he is loved.
Not only loved, but considered, just the artist that he then, like how influential he then became.
Right.
And he was one of those painters that put you could see every piece of himself in his work, life through his eyes, which is, that's exactly what you hope for when you're an artist.
Now that you brought up Van Gogh and thinking about painters, I'm thinking, how would Frida react if she was brought back? Yeah. Especially since she would
hate what's going on right now.
She's such a feminist. She's also a communist. It would have been interesting to hear her views on the Women's March and everything going on.
If you were to bring back Frida Kahlo for just 1 week, would you take her to a salon and have her eyebrow waxed?
Never.
Yeah, I would.
Never.
She needs she's got a little threading just in the middle.
Nope.
Big brows are back, so we would leave those intact.
I would leave everything alone.
The unibrows got to go, and if the unibrow is an indication of how other things might be growing on the body, then
Well, think about it. Was the
I might
40s.
need to introduce Miss Spanish Frida Kahlo to the Brazilian.
I'm pretty sure she had everything free flowing, and she's just such a fascinating woman to me. I would leave the unibrow. Something is sexy about it. I have no idea why, but I'm like, when I think Frida, I think that unibrow. I do.
I have one topic we'll save for next week, but just to close things out, I want to talk about movies that are turning 20 years old this year, and one of them is Spring's all-time favorite movie, and I kind of want to get your perspective at 3 years old when this movie got released, the first time you saw it, what you thought. So here are films that are turning 20 this year, making me like legit crazy. Men in Black.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, as
Never
good
seen
as
it.
You've never seen the original Men in Black?
No.
I don't believe that. Really?
It's so good.
Never interests me.
You don't need to see the either of the sequels, but the
Tommy
first one
Lee
is
Jones, Will Smith, the guys they
love Tommy Lee Jones.
erase the brains, the flash of light thing.
What? The
Monsters.
talking dog? What was it? A pug?
Give me some sugar water.
Yeah.
Give me some sugar water. Orion's belt. The cat. Yeah. So cool.
You could be making this up. I don't even know.
As good as it gets. As good as it gets with Jack Nicholson.
I like that movie. It's because of that movie I don't step on lines in the
Good Times.
sidewalk.
Noodle Salad. That's my bumper sticker. Print it up. My Best Friend's Wedding with Julia Roberts and Cameron Diaz. That was like a big breakout role.
That movie's how old?
20 years old.
I didn't think that either.
1997. The Fifth Element with Bruce Willis.
I haven't seen it.
Is that the one with Mila Jovovich?
Yeah.
The sci-fi thing.
Yeah, it's very groundbreaking in like the sci-fi sense.
Who's the annoying guy with a high-pitched voice?
Chris?
The comedian Chris, not Rock, but
Tucker.
Chris Tucker.
God,
Yeah.
Chris Tucker.
He's so annoying. He's like super drag in that movie. Like he's totally.
That was just such a bizarre movie, and I watched it because of Mila Jovovich, who I think was just absolutely gorgeous.
Well,
Still is.
She was a model.
Yeah.
She was still like a really big model at the
The
time.
movie was just awful, though. I couldn't stand it.
Why?
It's
That
so
doesn't surprise
underrated.
me if Chris
See,
Tucker's in it.
I'm glad we're
Awful.
getting to this because I think that and Men in Black are very underrated. Good Will Hunting turns 20 this year.
That doesn't surprise me.
Boogie Nights with Mark Wahlberg.
Dirk Diggler.
Dirk Diggler. See my name all like in lights and it's neon. It just says Dirk Diggler. Face Off with John Travolta.
I don't like
and
that movie.
Wow,
Why? And
that
and
was
Nicolas
a movie,
Cage.
wasn't it? That was a film.
John
A
Woo.
ridiculous film.
Face.
Isn't that where they switched faces, right?
Yes, it was
What were they on?
Sean Archer and Castor Troy. And that, but the reason why I think this film is so underrated is because they both played their part and then the opposite part so well. Like when John Travolta was Sean Archer and he was the FBI agent, I bought him as that. And then when he flipped and became the villain, Castor Troy, like I bought him as that. And Nicolas Cage did the same thing.
They did do really well.
It
was just a weird plot. What was going on with that movie?
Who would you rather take a cross-country road trip
John Travolta.
in a smart car with?
John Travolta.
John Travolta or Nicolas Cage?
Yes, Nicolas Cage, I feel like would get me killed and annoy me in 2 seconds flat that I would be like hitchhiking for a ride.
That's
John
a really hard
Travolta,
question.
I have many, many, many things to talk to John Travolta about.
What, Scientology?
Yes.
See, that's why I don't want to be in the car with him.
But he's like the fun one, where Tom Cruise takes it all seriously. Like I feel like John Travolta like has like a sense of humor about himself.
That's how he would convert you, though, I think.
He can't convert me. I know too much about. That's for another
If
time.
you're doing a cross-country road trip in a smart car with John Travolta, I think you're going to be
a Scientologist?
beamed up to the mothership by the time you get to California.
I'm not going to turn into a Thetan. It's not happening. Okay, L.A. Confidential with the first time we really ever see Russell Crowe here in the United States. He was a big Australian star. Kevin Spacey and Kim Basinger. Never saw
Kevin Spacey.
It's such a great film.
I was in a movie with Kim Basinger. Actually, I should say Kim Basinger was in a movie, and I was an extra in that movie.
What movie?
Oh, God. This is embarrassing.
Is it the one with Val Kilmer?
Yes. The Real McCoy.
Real McCoy. I like that movie.
They shot it in Atlanta, where I was living at the time, and it was right after college, I think, or right around college. And so we were picking up some extra movie work and stuff like that in our spare time. And this one we did it for 2 days, and got to rub up against Kim Basinger for a little bit, and got to talk to Val Kilmer.
That's cool.
Wow,
that's interesting too.
Val Kilmer's pretty hot.
He was.
He was.
Good point. He
was. He's
Top Gun.
He's got a little. he got a little too deep in his roles, and he doesn't know who he is anymore.
Oh, he's fine.
That's what's going to happen to Leonardo DiCaprio.
He's going to be amazing forever.
He's going to become Jack Nicholson.
Speaking of Leonardo, the reason why I'm bringing up this whole conversation is because Titanic turns 20 this year. And that's Spring's favorite movie.
It is.
It's Leonardo DiCaprio, but when it came out, you were 3.
Yeah, I definitely don't remember it at 3.
How old were you when you first saw the movie?
The first time I remember seeing the movie, I think I was 5 or 6 because I was in kindergarten.
So did you know at that time that it was a true story?
Yeah.
By 5 or 6, you knew that Titanic was a true story?
I had a book on Titanic.
Okay,
like one of those cute little thin. I have been a fan of history since I came out the womb. Like anything with history, I love, and I think I got it from my dad. But we had it was a very thin, I can read too book, and it was about the Titanic. So I knew it was a true story.
Happy story.
My problem was I firmly believed that Jack and Rose were real because I knew the Titanic was real.
Okay.
So that when my parents had to explain that it was
they were fictionalized characters. Yeah.
I was so upset. I'm like, oh my god.
Because there were characters in the movie that were actual real people.
Oh yeah, the captain, John Jacob Astor.
Yeah, but I only cared about Jack and Rose.
Right.
I know.
That's all I cared about.
Yeah. It's kind of sad that they weren't real people.
I knew.
Or were they?
They were.
Maybe they were based on people who were on the ship.
How would we know? Because Jack was down in the hold of the ship. He was undocumented. He didn't have proper tickets. So.
That's right. He was. That's why he was never on the passenger registry.
That's right.
The only reason why I know they're not real is because Titanic's a remake of a movie back from the 40s.
No, it really happened.
Well,
Titanic really happened.
And it's also, based on true events.
I mean that, but I meant the characters Jack and Rose.
Oh.
That's why.
No, you're thinking about Jack and Diane, the John Cougar Mellencamp song.
Oh my God.
From the 80s.
Oh no, now we're really
not.
going too
That's
far
what
back.
you're thinking of.
No.
Got that cleared up.
What about Jack and Jill? That's going back to like ancient fables.
What, the ice cream company?
You mean Jack and Jill went up the hill?
Yeah.
Jack, that song is depressing.
I know.
He breaks his head. He broke his head.
And they tumble down a thing and they get hit in the head with pails. Like,
I mean,
what about Rockabye Baby?
Rockabye Baby's terrifying.
Fall out of the branch.
Ring around the rosy.
I know.
Yeah.
Ashes. Okay. All right.
We all fall down.
Anyway.
That'll be next week.
So I think that's pretty cool. Some of the movies that are turning 20 this year. I do have a topic I'm leaving on the table about habits we had when we were kids that we still carry with us. But we'll save that for next time.
Is this my whole bedwetting thing?
Oh, I know. It's okay. We won't tell anyone.
I used
they
to
make
have
big boy
a habit
diapers now.
until my mom yelled it out of me.
All right. Well, we'll save that for next week. Thanks for listening to this episode of Around the Mic.
God bless you.
If you like it, subscribe. Share it with your friends. Tell them to subscribe as well. We'll be back with you with a new episode next week. Until then, they are The Mike Show. Mike Richmond and Social Spring with you weekdays 5:30 to 10. And then I pick up where they leave off. So
I'm still trying not to burp.
I have one that's trapped now. All right, we're going to work on our burping skills.
I
and we'll
actually
talk
drink
to you
too much
next week.
water, so I'm crossing my legs holding everything.